Hello learners, welcome to the video lecture on subject heat and mass transfer. In today's session, we are going to discuss the basics of mass transfer. What is meant by mass transfer? The process of transfer of mass as a result of concentration difference in a system or two regions is called as mass transfer. In case of heat transfer, we know that heat transfer takes place from high temperature region to the cold temperature region. Similarly, in mass transfer, if there is a concentration difference in a system or between the two regions, mass transfer takes place. Mass naturally flows from high concentration region to the low concentration region. In heat transfer, heat always flow from high temperature region to the low temperature region. Let us take an example of dissolution of a salt in a water. In this diagram, if the salt is present at the base of a flask containing water, then slowly after some time this salt get dissoluted into the water and we get the uniform mixture of salt in a water. Whenever there is a concentration difference in a physical quantities in a medium, nature tends to equalize this by forcing the flow from high to the low concentration region. In this diagram, the salt is having very high concentration at the bottom, but slowly it will move to the upper region for uniform distribution, and this is known as a mass transfer. Modes of mass transfer. In heat transfer, we have studied there are three modes of heat transfer like conduction, convection and radiation. Similarly, there are three modes of mass transfer, that is mass transfer by diffusion, mass transfer by convection and mass transfer by change of phase. Let us discuss one by one. Mass transfer by diffusion. Transport of water from high concentration region to the low concentration region takes place due to the molecular diffusion. We know that water always flow from high altitude to low altitude because of the molecular diffusion. In case of gases molecular diffusion takes place by random motion of the molecule. You know that because of the pressure difference, gas or air moves from one region to another region, but that motion is always random, which cannot be controlled. Mass transfer by convection. It involves mass transfer between a moving fluid and a surface or between two relatively immiscible moving fluid. As in case of convection, we know that the heat transfer takes place by the appreciable movement of the particles. Similarly, in case of mass transfer, if the moving fluid moves over a surface, then there is a mass transfer by convection, or if the two fluids are immiscible and they are moving, then there is a mass transfer by convection. The third mode is a mass transfer by change of phase. Mass transfer occurs whenever fluid changes from one phase to another. Mass transfer in such case occurs due to the simultaneous action of convection of diffusion. Means this type of mass transfer is a combination of diffusion and convection. Whenever there is a change of phase, either from liquid to gas, gas to liquid, this kind of mass transfer takes place. Let us understand Ficks law in case of a mass transfer. We have studied the Fourier law of heat transfer in case of conduction. Similarly, here we will consider Ficks law for mass transfer. To understand this concept, let us consider a chamber which consists of a separation compartment where left side is having maximum quantity of A species and right side consists of a B species which is separated by a partition. But whenever we remove this partition, the A species will try to move in B region and B species will try to move in A region because of the concentration difference, and this is represented by using molecular diffusion and governed by the Ficks law, which is equal to m by A, that is the mass concentration difference as per the area A, which is equal to minus d dCA by dx. As we know that in case of Fourier law, Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. Now let us understand the difference between heat and mass transfer. Heat transfer takes place due to the temperature gradient or temperature difference. But mass transfer takes place due to the mass gradient or mass concentration difference. Heat flow naturally from high temperature region to the low temperature region. Mass flow always takes place from high concentration region to the low concentration region. Governing equation for heat transfer is Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. In case of mass transfer, governing equation is given by minus dA dCA by dx. Modes of heat transfer are conduction, convection and radiation. In case of mass transfer takes place by diffusion and convection. Example of the heat transfer are heat exchangers, fins, radiators. In case of mass transfer, example is the dissolution of a sugar added to the cup of coffee. Thank you.